you miss me? I know you did. That's why I'm here with another edition of Mark's Just Watching. This time with the 1986 hit Top Gun that I feel put Tom Cruise on the map, which probably everybody feels thinking back. But given that the sequel is about to come out, I wanted to go ahead and rewatch this movie and give my thoughts on it as I prepare to watch the second one with that review coming soon. So, again, this is the one starring Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Anthony Edwards, pre-ER fame. Um, naval fighter pilots. I remember back as a kid, this was like one of my favorites, next to Footloose, all the way through school, and even to this day, it's just especially the soundtrack. I remember the soundtrack, so I'm excited to watch this again. I'll post my review, which you will see momentarily, whereas for me it'll be a couple hours, but stay tuned, don't go anywhere. I'm going to watch this, try to avoid the danger zone, because I feel the need for speed. Peace! Man, I still love that movie. Just finished Top Gun with Tom Cruise. If when that soundtrack kicks in, Danger Zone, when the first starts playing, if that just doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. But definitely still one of my favorites from the 80s. Tom Cruise as Maverick, Kelly McGillis as Charlie, which, fun little fact, she's actually based on a real civilian that was placed at Miramar, Christine Fox. Couldn't find any information on her, but I thought that was a cute little, cool little tidbit. As far as their love story, I wasn't really I mean, they were okay. Maybe I wasn't a fan of her, but still a great movie. I was more invested in the relationships he had, especially with Goose. And of course, Iceman with Val Kilmer, and one of his iconic roles. I wasn't a big Val Kilmer fan until the '90s, but I'll always remember him for this role. But yeah, the dynamic, the buddy bromance between him and Goose, and then the rivalry between Iceman until they find a common ground and respect for each other by the end of the movie. Those are the two relationships that I most appealed to in this movie. But also you had Tom Skerritt as Viper, who also was connected with Maverick's dad, which was a heavy weight on him, on Maverick, throughout this movie, until he was able to find peace through what Viper told him, that his father actually died a hero. All the way to Maverick basically saving the day. And Maverick at the start of the movie, who was just a real hot shot, fly by seat of his pants, followed his own set of rules, damn anyone that gets in his way. Above the barrier, broke the barrier, always doing the flybys, and then once Goose, spoiler alert, but Goose was cooked in this one. If that scene doesn't tug at your heart, I don't know what will. But the impact that had on him, and Talk to Me Goose at the end of the movie when he's trying to find inspiration to keep fighting. I was actually a little surprised he threw his naval tags away at the end. But yeah, it was a good story, character arc for Tom Cruise's Maverick. The iconic scene of "You've Lost That Love and Feeling" carried heavily. I remember singing that as a teen when out with the guys, and all the way through karaoke, um, up to recent years with my wife and brother-in-law, um, and his wife. But that's definitely one of my favorite scenes that definitely shaped a part of me, and definitely one of my favorite songs. I pretty much had I had to have that soundtrack just to have that version of that song. Um, but yeah, speaking of the soundtrack, the score by Harold Faltermeyer of Top. I mean, if that's not an iconic theme, I don't know what is. Up there with like Jurassic Park, Batman '89, E.T. I mean, just that's a that's a hell of a score with that theme for Top Gun, the Top Gun anthem. Um, but yeah, Meg Ryan also had a role as Goose's wife. Um, it was early, and I think Meg Ryan days. Not really a big piece, but "Take Me to Bed or Lose Me Forever." It's still an iconic line, and she the chemistry she had with Goose was good, and that little relationship with Maverick and Charlie. Um, yeah, um, it was sad what um, I was more invested in how broken over Maverick was than his wife. I don't know why. Um, but the scene at the bar when they're singing "Great Balls of Fire" and that was a fun scene. Um, so yeah, this is, like I said, one of my favorite '80 movies. I'm very excited to see the sequel this weekend, which has been 36 years in the making. I know some people have questioned why. I know there's a lot of hype going into the sequel, but I've tried to avoid every spoiler that I can, except for what's been released. I'm excited to see Val Kilmer coming back, considering his health condition. Um, of course, Tom Cruise in his starring role, um, and also the Miles Teller who will be playing Goose's son. Very interested to see how that relationship carries on. Um, so yeah, for me, I would rate this for Frosties. I would probably, out of five, give this a 4. It's not a perfect movie, but I definitely loved it. So yeah, so tell me what you thought about it. Did you like the movie? What's your favorites? Probably gonna have to watch it again before I see it again this weekend, or before I see Top Gun 2 this weekend. Um, so I hope you enjoyed this review. If you want me to buy more movies and do more reviews, please send me more money. And that's all I've got to say about this. So this has been another edition of Mark's Just Watching. And until next time, I hope the world treats you well, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay frosty. Peace!